Alright, we're not done with this column yet. We're getting close, but remember, this is the one we want to be a number 1, right here. We want to get everything else equal to 0. Now the process is fairly easy from here because we have 1s above there. So if we take these rows and we subtract 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. Well, so let's go ahead and take row y minus let's go ahead and take row u, subtract row y, and that will become our new row u. 0 minus a negative 1. Well, that's a positive 1. 0 minus a negative is positive. 1 minus 1, 0. 0 minus 0, 0 minus 0. 1 minus 0. Then we get here, 0 minus 1. Negative 1. 0 minus 0. 650 minus 100. 550. Right? The process is going to be similar to get rid of the 1 in the S spot. Row S minus row Y equals new row S. Right? Row S minus row Y, 1 minus a negative 1. 1 minus a negative is plus 2. 1 minus 1, 0. 1 minus 0 can stay 1. 0 minus 0, 0 minus 0. 0 minus 1, negative 1. 0 minus 0 can stay 0. And then 1,000 minus row y, 100, gives me 900. Right? You've now completed what we call the first stage of the process, or the first simplex tableau. We're going to go ahead and repeat the process by finding a new pivot table and a new pivot column and a new pivot row. So we'll get rid of that. Now we look at our bottom row again. Remember what we had to do? We had to look at the bottom row and determine the greatest non-negative. There it is, negative 3.5. Then I did some division to try and figure out which one was my pivot element, or which one I wanted to keep. And what we divided was the answer, or the solution, by the column. So 900 divided by 2. 500 divided by 1. 550 divided by 1. 100 divided by negative 1. And 200 divided by negative 3.5. And I'll go ahead and change this so we have a division. Now we're looking for the smallest positive number. Well, there it is. Color that red. I'm just going to get rid of the division so we're not confused by that little scrap work over there. Okay. Now I want the pivot row to be a 1. So we have a 2. Well, just like we did in linear algebra with the matrix, we can multiply this row by a half. So 1/2 row S is the new row S. 1, 0, 0.5, 0, 0, negative 0.5, 0, and 450. Now I'm going to go ahead and change this all to zeros underneath. And you have to be very, very careful with your addition. Alright? And this is actually going to be our last step. So what we're going to go ahead is we want to get t equal to 0. Row T minus row S equals the new row T. T minus S, 1 minus 1, 0. 0 minus 0, 0. 0 minus 0.5, negative 0.5. 1 minus 0, 1. 0 minus 0, 0 minus a negative 0.5, and that should be a 0.5, not a 0.05. Oh, gosh dang. 0 minus a negative 0.5. Remember, minus a negative gives me a positive. 0 minus 0 and 500 minus 450. That's done one of them. Similar fashion, row U minus row S equals the new row U. 1 minus 1, 0. 0 minus 0. 0 minus a half. 0 minus 0. 1 minus 0. Negative 1 minus a negative 0.5. Gotta be careful here. Negative 1 plus 0.5, negative 0.5. And 550 minus 450. Oh, sorry about that. Row Y plus row S is the new row Y. What you're going to notice here is they're additive inverses. So if we add them together, we get 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. 0 plus 0.5, 0 plus 0, 0 plus 0, 0 plus a negative 0.5, or 0 minus a 5, and 100 plus 450. The last thing we're going to go ahead and do is look at 3.5 times row S, and we're going to add that to row R to give your new row R. So 3.5 times 1 is 3.5. Those will cancel out to 0. Now I've already done some of the math here, so I'm going to go ahead and fill this in. Oh, that didn't like that. Didn't like 7/4. It thinks it's a date. 7 divided by 4. Let's put in the decimal. 1.7. Oh, come on. Now it thinks it's a date. Okay. 0, 0. We now have no negative values in row number R, or in the very last row letter R. So that's good. Right? What does this mean? Right? What's your maximum revenue? Look, here it is. Maximum revenue. Because of negatives, we can't repeat the process. Maximum revenue is $17.75. What's your Y value? Right? Your Y value is $5.50. You look at Y is $5.50. And also we have to change this. You notice that this is S is no longer a what we call a basic variable, but X, you have to change that to, sorry, X is our new basic variable there. And X is equal to 450. So that's telling us that your maximum revenue of $17.75 is found when you have, I can't remember which one was which now, which one was skim and which one was whole, but when you have, X was whole, 450 gallons of whole milk and 550 gallons of skim milk. Now let's look at how to do the simplex method to find your maximum revenue.